Ba-ba-na-ba-na-ba-na-ba-na-ba. This has no theme song. Ba-ba-na-boom.
Hey guys, Ranchin here, and after a long hiatus of doing nothing, I am finally bringing you guys something special, I guess. Anyway, this is another episode of Anything Reviewed, and today I am reviewing this thing. Manga series. You know what, let me put this away for a second. Yeah. I am reviewing Mar, or Mer, as it's most likely pronounced by the German-speaking peoples, such as the Germans, the Austrians, and the Swiss. I don't know if they actually speak high-pitched like that, but yeah. Mar, or Mer, I'm just gonna stick to calling it Mar because I believe that's what it's generally called, and that's what I'm just gonna stick to calling it. It's a shounen action manga series made by Nobuyuki Anzai, and it is his second series that was released on the English-speaking market, following his longest and probably most popular work called Flame of Recca. Now, as most shounen series are, Mar is focused on a young male audience with lots of action, guns, weapons, cool gadgets, lots of fighting, and the occasional, you know, cleavage shot here and there, but not too much, just enough to, you know, get us horny. The story of Mar is about a young boy named Ginta, who's 12 years old, and he's kind of the model depressing otaku. He's practically blind, so he needs glasses. He's bad in school, he's bad with people, he almost has no friends, he's physically weak, can only run for like 20 meters before he falls down in exhaustion. He plays video games pretty much all of the time, and he only has one single friend. The only really thing that's special about him is, interestingly enough, he happens to dream about some sort of magical world, which you'll find in video games with, you know, magic and monsters and knights and weapons and dragons and fire and blah. And he happens to have the same dream about that world every single night for like over 100 days. And the one friend he has, which happens to be a girl and happens to be in his grade, happens to always be, I used happens too much, there happens to be always the damsel in distress in this dream. Now, most of this changes when, for some reason that we find out later in the story, he gets transported into the magical world of Mar, or Mer. He gets transported to this world, and when that happens, he gains enhanced strength, speed, agility, he gets, you know, 20/20 vision, he doesn't need his glasses anymore, and this is practically the world of his dreams that he's been dreaming about. He's there, and he finds that it's all this beautiful world, forests, talking rocks, and animals, and cool stuff, and there he just kind of frolics around. He meets a witch named Dorothy, who is this sexy, pink-haired woman on a broom, and with her, due to an accident, he finds a weapon that's practically a bowling ball with eyes, a long nose like the Slipknot guy, has like a sexy stash, and it attached to a hammer through a chain on a ball, and his name is Babbo. Yeah. Now, throughout his continued adventures, Ginta meets even more interesting, wacky characters, like a boy his name named Jack, who uses a shovel as a weapon and dreams of climbing a gigantic beanstalk. A girl that happens to be the exact twin of his childhood only friend, who's the princess of the world, who can summon gigantic snowmen. And a talking dog that happens to walk on its hind legs and wears a Santa hat that turns into a gigantic, powerful warrior guy. Well, maybe not so gigantic, but anyway, turns into a powerful warrior guy if it sleeps 3 times in a row. And then the warrior guy turns back on the dog if he sleeps 1 time in a row. But anyway, he meets several funky characters that become his allies through weird means that kinda don't make that much sense. But in the end, all this, after a couple of volumes, leads to the conflict. The conflict! Anyway, there's this evil, funky group of people called the Chess Pieces. And they want to destroy the world because it is evil. Makes about as much sense as that. It all turns into a gigantic contest of all things. These chess pieces go around killing people, then they decide, no, we're gonna have a contest, and the good guys fight the bad guys in a one-on-one contest where just a bunch of characters fight each other one-on-one, and that goes on for like 10 volumes, which is 2/3 of the series. Now, the plot overall is rather strange and unorthodox. It's gonna leave you with quite a few moments when you don't quite accept what's going on in the book. What? 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 Okay, this is ridiculous. It's an interesting premise, but nothing too special. It belongs more in an NES action-adventure game than, say, a novel, but it works pretty well in the manga format. The series as a whole is 15 volumes, but it only takes you about 20 to 30 minutes to read each volume. Readability is medium, I would say. It's an enjoyable reread. I've read it several times, but rather than something you want to revisit because it's so epic, it acts more like a nice distraction to whatever it is you happen to have going on in your life at the moment. Now, the art style in Mar is a rather modern style. It's very exaggerated, and but still very popular the way it is among shounen. The characters are wild, attractive, you know, or funny looking. The men are cool, the women are hot, the boys are cute, and the girls are cuter. A lot of exaggerated stuff going on here. All ugly characters are usually people that were either beautiful once and then got corrupted somehow, or they're just really, really mean, evil people. Nothing, you know, spectacular, but still obviously a well-refined style, and it shows that the artist kind of knows what he's doing and has really perfected his craft. Yeah. You won't be disappointed when it comes to the art, I think. Now, you can judge Mar in two ways. You can judge it either as a shonen series and base it on the 12 to 18-year-old young male with weapons obsessions demographic, or you can think about it as a more whole manga series and how it would appeal to a wider audience. These are the two ways to judge it, and in both ways it kinda results differently. Now, as a shonen series, it's pretty good. Definitely above average. It has everything a 15-year-old hormonal young man needs. But as an overall series, I have to rate it as an average Joe. The story is below average. Definitely not even close to something like Monster or Death Note. The artwork is pretty good, in fact quite commendable, and it's obvious that the author/artist knows what he's doing and has really perfected his own style. But it's the characters that drive the narrative forward. It's the characters that are the reason that you will keep reading this series after the first couple of volumes. Well, the characters and the weapons. Lots and lots and lots and lots of funky cool weapons. Oh, and the humor. Did I mention that this series was funny? Now, this might only be an average Joe, but that's not a bad thing. It does a very good job of entertaining its target audience. And I also think it acts as a very good entry point into the shounen genre. If you have not read Naruto, Bleach, or One Piece, the big bangers of the shounen genre these days, then I definitely think you should just skip them and give Mar a shot instead. I hope you will, and enjoy it. This has been another episode of Anything Reviewed. GG guys, ranching out. Look at this shit. Look. You see that? You see that? Huh? You see that? Yeah, that's a hickey right there. How unprofessional is that? If you can wear a t-shirt and you can see the hickey, that is unprofessional. My girlfriend would make an absolutely horrible prostitute. I'm not saying it's what she should pursue, I'm just saying if she did, she'd be bad at it. For some reason, always happens to fuck me with a stick. Altogether leads up into the conflict of the... I can't believe I did that. And throughout his continued adventures, gets... I'm taking about only 20 to 30. The 50... Now, I just... I have to rate it... Damn it! Balls! Penis! In this series... Ever read Naruto, One Piece, or Bleach? Ah! Skip the other ones, and if you like Naruto or One Piece, The One Police? What the fuck am I talking about?
Don't have an outro either, so I'll just say some random crap. Da 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 da. Yeah.